going to be designing and creating our own wrapping paper, and then I'll teach you how to wrap a present with it. So let's get started. We're going to be designing and creating our own wrapping paper and then learning how to wrap a present with it. So to do that, I'm going to use a cut up sponge. So on the supply list, you'll have had sponges on there and cookie cutters. So you can do a couple of things with those. You can use the cookie cutters to draw a design onto the sponge and then have a grown-up cut it out. Or you can use the cookie cutter itself and dip that into paint and use it as its own stamp. Make sure if you do that, you're not using cookie cutters that you're going to use for cookies later. But I'm going to use a combination of both. I have a sponge that's been cut into a circle, and I'm using both sides of that. And then I'm using a little star-shaped cookie cutter, and I'm just going to make a polka dot print with some stars in there as well. I'm using red, yellow, and green paint. So let's just get started. I'm going to start with red, and I'm going to go right there, I think. Let's see. I love polka dots. I don't know about you guys, but I think they are super cute and they're really easy to create with stamps, especially if you don't mind if the pattern is a little bit random. You can also glue pieces of sponge to a rolling pin or like a paper towel tube and then roll it like you would if you were rolling out dough, and the pieces of sponge that you glued on there will make a pattern that repeats itself with each roll, which I think is pretty neat too. But it's a little more complex than what I wanted to do today. Now I'm going in with the green. Let's see. Obviously, you don't have to use red and green for yours. You can use any colors you like. I like gold and silver for Christmas. You could use blue, anything. All right, and now I'm gonna go in with my star cookie cutter. I'm gonna get it, I think I'm gonna have to reload this one each time, but let's see. Straight up, there we go, that's not too bad. The technique is a little different when you're using a cookie cutter. Oh, there was a bubble on that one. Let's get a couple more. All right, and once that dries, we're going to cut it to size and use it to wrap a present. Now that our wrapping paper is dry, we can wrap our present. I am going to be wrapping this Lakeshore toy, and to make sure that our wrapping paper is large enough, we have to first put our wrapping paper with the pattern side down, and then take our box and set it at one edge. Once we've got it there, we're going to roll it 3 times. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. And if all 4 sides can fit on the paper, then it's going to be long enough. So remember, that's 1 side, 2 side, 3 side, 4. So we're good that way. And then to check that it's wide enough, we're going to put our box at the end, and I'm going to turn this so you can see. And we're going to just fold up the edges and make sure that the paper comes up at least halfway on each side. That way we know that we're going to be able to wrap the whole present without any of the box peeking out. So I've already cut my piece of paper. I already knew it was long enough and wide enough. But if you're cutting from the roll, that's what you're going to do. Now that we've made sure it's big enough, we're going to take our box and put it front side down, as long as it's not too fragile. If you're wrapping something fragile, then just be careful. So front side down in the middle of the paper with the pattern side down. And we're going to take a long side and a long side and flip it up. And you're just going to put one finger there and take your tape and pull off a little piece. Tape it right there, and you really don't need that much tape. See, it's already holding and I didn't even use that much. Now, we're going to push in. So I've got one finger here and one finger here. I'm going to push in the sides like that and make a crease. You'll get a different angle of this when I do the next side, but we're gonna make creases right there so that they make a trapezoid. Did you know that that's what this shape is called? We've got 2 trapezoids on each side, like that. I'm gonna put it back down, and we're gonna fold the side that's facing up, so the side that has a crease. We're gonna fold that down first, and then fold the side that's touching the table. Fold it up, fold it, and grab another little piece of tape, and put one right there. If the box that you're folding is longer, you might wanna put some tape here and here too, but I don't need to because my box isn't very big. All right, I'm gonna turn it, and then I'm gonna push the sides in like this. Crease them. If you want to, when you do the second side, you can stand the box up and crease them like this. So that's what it looks like. And then fold the top edge down, bring the bottom edge up, put a little piece of tape, and there you go. It's ready for a bow and a label.